Hello students, till now we have discussed about the traditional methods of cash inflow or capital budgeting. That is, we have already discussed about PBP method and ARR method in the previous videos. Now we are moving on to the next main category of capital budgeting techniques. Those are discounted cash flow techniques or modern methods of capital budgeting. As I have already told you in my previous video, there are three types of discounted cash flow techniques for evaluating capital investment proposals. Those are net present value method, internal rate of return method, and profitability index. Let us discuss the first method, that is net present value method. Net present value method means the difference between present value of cash outflow and present value of cash inflow occurring in the future period over entire life of the project is known as net present value. So let us know now what is the meaning of cash outflow and cash inflow. Cash outflows means the investment and the commitment of the cash in the project at various points of times. The working capital also considered as the cash outflow in the year the project starts. Cash outflow means, in simple words, we have to say the cash which is outflowing from the premises of the business organization. Which is outflowing means the expenditure of the company. It may be expenditure means it may be in the form of investment or else it may be in the form of commitment of funds in the project at various points of time. So in which year the business starts, in that year whatever the amount invested as working capital, that working capital is also considered as cash outflow. So cash outflow means, in simple words, it is the expenditure or investment made by the company in a particular project. Next, cash inflows. Cash inflow means the future returns. The name itself suggests the meaning of the concept, that is cash inflows. It is inflowing into the premises of the company. That means returns or profitability of a particular project or yield. It means future returns or yield that investor may obtain in the future period throughout the entire life of the project. At the time of calculating NPV, we should consider the profit before depreciation and after the tax as cash inflows. So at the time of discussing the PBP as well as ARR, I specifically said you that, so we should keep it in mind. At the time of considering the profitability, we should consider specific profit. At the time of calculating PBP, we used to consider the profit before depreciation and after tax. The same profit we should consider here also. Our NPV, the profit what we consider to calculate PBP as well as NPV is the same. Here also we consider the profit before depreciation, before deducting the depreciation, and after tax, that is after deducting the tax of cash inflow. So here we come across the concept of discount factor. So if in the problem they only specifically mention the discount factor, it is well and good. There is no need to calculate the discount factor again. By using that discount factor only, if you multiply the cash inflow, you get the present value. But if they doesn't mention the discount factor, you need to calculate on your own by using this formula. For that we have the formula, that is discount factor is equals to 1 by 1 plus r to the power of n, where r is equals to rate of discount and n is equals to number of years. So in simple words, NPV means it is the difference between net present cash inflow and net present cash outflow. So let me explain a simple problem upon the concept of NPV. From the following information, calculate NPV of two projects and suggest which of two projects should be accepted assuming discount rate of 10%. Here they have clearly mentioned the discount rate of 10%. It is considered as R. If in the problem they have mentioned the discount rate, no need to calculate it again. Otherwise, at 10% we need to calculate discount rate by using the formula. Let's see whatever the information they have mentioned in the problem further. So this is the particular cost of investment they have given, that is project A 40,000 rupees. Cost of project means it is initial investment. Project B, it is 60,000. Scrap value they have mentioned, estimated life they have mentioned. These two are unwanted information here at the time of calculating NPV. So negligible information. Next information says that it is the profit before depreciation and after tax. So whatever the profit we desired to calculate the NPV, that profit only they have clearly given, that is before depreciation and after tax. Again there is no need to calculate the desired profit. Adanne ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ if in case they doesn't specifically mention whether it is before depreciation or after depreciation or before tax or after tax, simply they mention cash inflows. So we no need to scratch our head regarding calculation of cash inflow. Whatever the cash inflows they give, so by using that only we calculate the required figure. If they specifically mention this kind of information in the problem, then only we need to analyze what is the desired profit and what we need to calculate, whether it requires further calculation or not. So that should be decided. So here they have given desired profit only, required profit only. They have given number of years, project A, project B, cash inflows for 5 years they have given. The cost of capital of the company is 10%. This is unwanted information. The following are the present value factor at 10% per annum. So as I told you, they only have given clearly the present value factors, or else it can also be called as discount factors. It can also be called as present value factors at 10% or discount factors at 10%. They only have given clearly for 6 years, but we have the cash inflows for 5 years. So we have to use the present value factors till the period of 5 years only in order to confuse the students. They may give additional information, that is till the period of 6 years. So let's explain the solution now. So we need to calculate the NPV with the help of constructing the table. That is, I have taken the first column as it is, that is number of years. Second column as it is, that is cash inflow. So I have calculated the project of A. Project A first I have taken. So I have taken in the third column, that is present value of discounting factors as they have mentioned in the problem. So this present value factors I have taken here for the period of 5 years, and so these 3 columns represents the given information in the problem only. So I need to construct only 4th column, that is present value at 10%. So what I need to do in order to construct the 4th column, so I should multiply the 2nd column with 3rd column, that's it. So numbering madbidi, this is the first one, this is the 2nd column, this is the 3rd column, and 4th column is equals to 2 into 3. So 4th column has to be constructed by multiplying 2nd column and 3rd column. You get the present value of cash inflows. So if you sum up all these present values, you get total cash inflows, that is 47,212. If you deduct the initial investment of cash inflow, initial investment, that is not cash inflow, it is initial investment, or else it can also be called as cash outflow, COF ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So initial investment is the investment or the expenditure made by the company, that is known as cash outflow. So total, out of total cash inflow or total present value what we have calculated, out of that you need to deduct the initial investment what they have given in the problem, that is as for project A it is 40,000 rupees. That has to be deducted here. So if you deduct it, you will be getting the net value, that is 7,212 rupees. It is known as NPV of project A. So in the same way you need to calculate the NPV for project B, that is of project B. As usual, here we have taken cash inflows for 5 years and the given discount factors and present value has to be calculated by multiplying 2nd column with 3rd column. Here I have taken the total of cash inflow, that is 66,972 rupees, and if you deduct the initial investment, that is 60,000 for project B, you will be getting the NPV, that is 6,972. Now you need to suggest the project which is most suitable to the company. So the project which is having higher NPV is considered as suitable project. Here the NPV of project B is 6,972 rupees, and the NPV of project B is 7,212 rupees. Since the project A is having higher NPV, it is most suitable to the company. So I have mentioned the recommendation here. Project A is suitable as its NPV is more than project B. So in this way we need to calculate NPV. So here, as I told you, here in the problem only they have mentioned the discount factor. If it is not mentioned in the problem, so how to calculate the discount factor? I'll show you here only. So we have the formula to calculate discount factor, that is discount factor is equals to 1 by 1 plus r to the power of n. Here r is equals to 10%, right? So it has to be simplified. 10 divided by 100. If it has been simplified, we will get the value, that is 10 by 100, that is 0.1. So 0.1 is the r. Now I'll show you the calculation. So for project 1, 1 by 1 plus r, 0.1 to the power of 1, that is n means it is number of years. Here for the year 1, I am just simply showing the calculation. For the first year, that is n is equals to 1. So here they have shown clearly year 1, n is equals to 1. For the first year, you need to consider n as 1. If you simplify this, 1 by 1 plus 0.1, that is 1.1 to the power of 1, that is 1 divided by 1.1. So answer is 0.909. So 0.909. In the same way for second year, 1 by, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 plus 0.1 ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Here I am going to take directly this value, that is 1 plus 0.1 is equals to 1.1 to the power of, for the second year, n is equals to 2. So you need to multiply the 1.1 into 1.1. Answer is 1.21. So 1 by 1.21, 1 by 1.21 is equals to 0.826. So I have taken 0.826. So now you can compare the values what I am calculating with the values they have given. So the same value is coming here. 0.909 they have given, 0.909 here is also the same, and 0.826 they have given. We also got the value 0.826. In the same way we need to calculate the discount factors. I am just showing you the calculation. If they have not mentioned in the problem how we need to calculate. For one more year I will be showing you how to calculate. That is 1 by 1.1 to the power of 3. 3 means 1.1 has to be multiplied 3 times. Thereafter it should be divided 1 by, the resultant figure should be divided by 1. So let's calculate 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1. Answer is 1.331. So 1 by 1.331. So now 1 by 1.331, the answer is 0.751. 0.751. Now you can compare the value. I hope you people have understood how to calculate the discount factor. Thank you.